Hey everyone, welcome to my honest review on the Morphoscan Smart Scale. It's a body weight scale that measures more than just your weight, measures over 50 different body metrics to give you a good idea of what's going on within the body, how much body fat you have, how much water you're hanging on to, uh, your subcutaneous fat, which is the fat underneath the skin, versus the visceral fat, which works in and around your organs. Give you a good idea what's going on there. Up until now, I've been using just a digital scale and some calipers to kind of gauge what my body fat percentage is. But now that I am 57, I feel like I'm in pretty good muscular shape. However, I do have this spare tire that has built over the last winter. I want to get rid of it, and I want to use this scale to help me kind of dial in more, see what's going on. Now, I did decide between two different smart scales. I went with the Morphoscan. I also looked at the Body Pod. That was the first one I looked at. However, when I checked out the reviews for the app, that you put on your phone to work with these scales, the Body Pod had all kinds of horrible reviews. A lot of people having problems with it, either not working after a while or they're having a hard time syncing it up with the phone. The Morphoscan was a lot easier. Anyway, for people that do have this scale, I'm going to put at the end of my video a little section on how to pair this up with your phone, just in case you're having a little bit of trouble. Now on the side of the unit, you'll see where the charging port is. The scale does arrive to you already charged, but should you need to charge it somewhere down the line, it's a USB-C. They give you the cable for that. As well, beside there, there's a reset button. This is good in case you're having trouble pairing. You can just reset it back to factory mode and start again from the beginning. Other than that, so you step on the metal plates here. This little handle piece comes out, and you put your thumbs over on these two metal pieces, and that's where you're going to do the measurement. So I'm going to do a demonstration, and I'm going to show you the difference between just standing on the scale and doing nothing with the handle, and then standing on the scale using the handles. So you get a little bit more readings on the display here, and then standing on the scale and using the app. So when you stand on the scale, you want to make sure your feet are straight and covering the full metal pads. On the display itself, it's just going to show you what your weight is. It's going to give you your body type. I'm in the standard area, and it's going to give you your BMI, but that's about it. Next, we're going to stand on the scale and then grab the handles, making sure we put our thumbs on the plates. And here we're going to get a more deeper scan. So not only is it going to measure your body weight and your BMI, it'll also give you stuff like body fat percentage, body type, how much water percentage you have, this kind of thing. So even this is pretty helpful without even having used the app on your phone yet. So now let's take a measurement, this time being synced up with the app. To give you this little cutesy background music, I guess, to distract you a little bit while it takes a lot longer to get all the metrics, because it is a lot, big difference between taking only 7 metrics versus 50. Has a lot more reading to do. And then when it's done, you can start scrolling through the results. Again, you're checking out your weight, your BMI, your body fat percentage. You can click on any of the arrows to kind of see where you are in the standard range. Notice they use the word standard and not normal, because what is normal nowadays, right? So it's a lot better to use the word standard. And there's a lot of metrics here. Some of them aren't really going to mean a lot to a lot of people. Not a big deal. But you might want to key in on a few things and kind of see what's going on. Maybe you want to see the difference between your visceral fat versus your subcutaneous fat, that kind of thing. And again, you can click on a little bit more details to see where you are in the standard range versus whether you're high or low. A lot of cool metrics here to check out. I think what surprised me the most was how close the body fat measured to when I used calipers. Calipers puts me roughly around 19.1, and this scale puts me at 19.4, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so some final thoughts about the Morphoscan scale. Now, just like any scale, when you're putting it on a hard surface, you might get some slight variances in measurements for your weight because, let's face it, no tile floor is 100% even all the way around. So you might move the scale just even just a couple of inches, and you'll get a slight variance in the weight. You may have noticed in my demonstration, I think at one point it said 172.2, another part 172.4, or something like that. Very, very small discrepancy. I do notice, though, however, that this scale is measuring me about 3 to 4 pounds lighter than my old digital scale. But my old digital scale was horrible. I'd step on it 1 minute, it would say 177. I'd go back, step on it, it says I'm 177.8. That's a pretty big difference. Or it says, well, I'm 176.9, like all over the place. So forget it. This thing's a lot more consistent. And as far as the body fat percentage, again, I was really quite surprised at how close it was to when I was using the calipers, which is, makes me feel confident about my caliper video that I made a few months ago. Um, yeah, so I haven't had, like a long-term experience with it, but so far this thing is, it's got me a little bit jazzed again about getting my nutrition and exercise program in check. And if that's the least I get out of it, I'm going to be happy. But of course, with the body metrics, there's so many, and there's so many that are interesting, but aren't going to be useful to a lot of people. It's not like as if you're going to go in and say, "Ooh, I just want to change my BMI," because it doesn't work that way. I mean, if your weight goes up or down, your BMI is going to go up and down. If you lose weight and fat, it's going to be very hard for you to do, well, I want my subcutaneous fat to go down, but I don't care about the visceral fat. It's kind of, you can't control the body where the fat's going to get burnt off. You just keep consistent with your diet and your exercise program. Make sure the numbers are going to go in the right direction. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. And again, I promised you that I was going to show you how to pair this with your phone, just in case you're having any trouble with that. So check that out now. So to pair the scale to your phone for the first time or after a reset, hit the plus symbol, then go down to My Device. Hit the plus symbol again. Now you want to choose your pairing method, so we're going to choose Bluetooth. Then it does a search for the device. Now we can see the device down at the bottom. I have to tell you, I hit the connect button or the connect symbol a few times. Nothing was happening. I pressed on the actual letters of my device, and that's when it actually seemed to click in. Then it wants you to confirm, and then you will become the owner of the device. I hit confirm. So now this is registered to me, and there it is. We're all set.